I have a landing page idea that's going to double your conversion rates. And the best part about it, it defies all logic in regards to fields and steps. And it's called the Breadcrumb Technique. Here's how it works. Now, normal advice will tell you that the more fields and the more steps that you remove from your landing page, the higher your conversion rates will be. The only challenge with that is that as you remove these fields, you're left with some that you absolutely need to keep, which are usually name, email, and phone number. Now, in the eyes of the visitor, those are the fields that actually scare them the most, because they know as soon as you fill them out and you actually click the button that you're going to be called by a salesperson. Hello? No, sorry. No, can't talk right now. I'm doing a video. Okay. And nobody wants to be called by a salesperson. The best part about the Breadcrumb Technique is it's actually rooted in sales science with something called the yes ladder, where if you want people to agree to your ultimate request, you get them to actually agree to smaller yeses first. And this actually happens many times that you see when it comes to regular influence or persuasion. And as Robert Cialdini once noted, it's actually something that's also rooted in something called compliance psychology. Now, the best real-world example is actually from two researchers from Canada named Scott Fraser and Jonathan Friedman. What they did was they went from neighborhood to neighborhood and asked the visitors there by knocking on their door if they can put up a regularly sized drive carefully sign. And it was about this size that you see right here. Now, only 20% of the residents said yes. So they did the exact same thing, but went to a different neighborhood now, and by knocking on their door, they were asking, hey, would you guys mind putting up this size sign that says drive carefully? And when the actual residents said yes, Scott Fraser and Jonathan Friedman said, hey, sorry, we don't actually have any more of these. Would you mind putting up the regularly sized sign instead? And they actually went from 20% of people saying yes to 76%. Now take a real life example. You're at the bar, you see an attractive person, and you want to impress them. But instead of asking them to marry you right off the bat, you want to buy them a drink first. Or, better yet, you pour them a drink. Now, it's the same thing with your visitors online. You can't expect them to convert on your core call to action to begin with. You got to warm them up first. When you think of how this applies to your specific business, whether you are a software business or whether you're trying to generate leads, the main question you have to ask yourself is, if somebody were to call you and you wanted to qualify them over the phone, those questions that you normally ask are perfect for the first step when it comes to the Breadcrumb Technique. This basically means that as you actually ask them what they need, when they need it, for example, they actually think, the visitor, that their answers to the quote that they're looking for or where pricing starts at will be delivered to them when they finish that actual step. But this is, again, where it's very, very important that you basically tell them, hey, we're putting your quote together, we're putting your pricing together, your demo or your trial or whatever your call to action may be, and give them an incentive to make sure that they leave their name, email, and phone number on the last step. There's really no rhyme or reason as to why you can't have more than 2 steps if you wanted to. You just don't want to overkill, because at some point there will be a cliff where visitors just don't want to continue filling out a form. But that's up to you to test that.